pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. Here.
Council members Miller,
Here.
Norris Johnson.
Here.
Lindsee Larson. Here. Laurie Gahm. Here.
Approval, any motion to approve the agenda? So, second. Any additions? I have two under number 10, reports of departments, boards, and commissions on the back side of the agenda under airport, and State of Minnesota State Airports Fund Grant Agreement. And the separate one is resolution number 2340, resolution for authorization to execute Minnesota Department of Transportation Grant Agreement for airport improvement excluding land acquisition. Any other comments or additions? If not, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Agenda approved. On the consent agenda tonight is the approval of the minutes from October 19th, 2023, approval of bills, resolution number 2337, accepting donations, resolution 2338, designating polling hours and location, and resolution 2339, assessing unpaid water bills. Any motion for the consent agenda? So
Second that.
any additions or changes to that? Discussion on any? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Consent agenda passes. Open forum. If there's anyone here tonight who has an item that's not on the agenda, I'd like to address the council. Please stand and give your name. Hearing none, public hearing none tonight. Requests and communications. First is Misty Anderson, intersection of 3rd Avenue Northwest and 2nd Street Northwest, discussing traffic and issues.
So I have a map, so we can all be on the same page. That's right, there we go. There you go. So thank you, council members, for taking the time to address this issue today. I'm here to discuss the stop sign at the intersection of 3rd Avenue Northwest and 2nd Street Northwest. So on the map I gave you, it's the one on the very south end of it. So it is the stop sign coming up from Rec Park. So I live on 3rd Avenue Northwest, and in the past 12 months, I have personally almost T-1 4 vehicles who either don't stop or fail to stay stopped at this stop sign. My most recent encounter was October 10th. That same day, I put a post out on a Milaca Facebook group asking if the signage at this intersection is unclear to others in the community. Of the 12 commenters on that post, most agreed that that intersection was confusing, and they have either seen or had many close calls there. Since posting that question, I made note of the signs at 7 intersections along 3rd Avenue, from 2nd Street up to 10th Street. Note that 2nd Street is the only one with a stop sign. Everyone else has a yield or nothing coming up from the west. So, of the commenters on that post, some said that some of the contributing factors to that, the potential of why this is a weird intersection is I actually took a picture of this stop sign, and I didn't realize, but it actually has a pedestrian crossing sign above and behind that sign. So perhaps there is, because that sign is above and beyond. I don't know of any other stop signs in town, perhaps I'm wrong, that have signs above the stop sign like that. Maybe it's creating the people who need to use the stop sign, they don't really, the eye doesn't pick it up that there's a stop sign there. There's a mixture of signage being used along the stretch of road between yield, nothing, and stop. So maybe it's confusing because some are yield, some are, there's nothing there. And then technically, one commenter said this is technically at the top of a hill, And there's other three-way stops in town that the person coming up the hill doesn't stop. So maybe they feel like they don't need to stop and the other one will. However, it's only a two-way stop there. Third Avenue has the right of way. So some suggestions that community members posted on there. Perhaps just taking away that pedestrian sign, maybe moving it back or moving it under the stop sign might be enough to bring attention to the fact that it doesn't stop. Perhaps an extended no parking area could be put there. Like, since the building center was sold, the number of cars that park around that intersection have at least doubled. And at times it makes it really hard to see oncoming traffic. So maybe painting the curbs yellow and creating an extended no parking area like they did for another area in town might be the answer. However, for myself personally, my close calls have been when there's no traffic there. It's been on Sunday afternoons or that.
I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, there's been absolutely, I mean, I remember one Sunday afternoon, I was driving through that intersection, I was coming up and absolutely nothing, and I was like, seriously, you can't see me because there was no car. That therapy, on the corner there did just get sold, so when they were closed, there was nobody parked there around that area, and when this last call on October 10th, it was a guy on a moped came up, and he literally stopped, and then I was right there, and he went, and I'm thinking, oh, I mean, I darn near got him, so it's like, there was no reason he couldn't see me because he had no traffic impeding his vision on that side.
That's just me too.
As a matter of fact.
So let's see, yeah, perhaps maybe an addition, one commenter suggested a cross traffic does not stop sign being added to that pole. Maybe the addition of a red blinking light over the intersection to bring attention to the fact that it is a stop sign. Replace the current stop sign with a blinking solar stop sign to bring attention to it. Or finally, maybe just changing that into a four-way stop. Those are some ideas that were on the Facebook page, and I would like the council to consider implementing them in order to make this intersection safer for both drivers and pedestrians. Thank you.
Thank you for that information and the ideas. That's just good information. Let's see, we had another. Okay, yeah, he's not here tonight.
Sorry, Bonnie, but my battery's gonna die here.
Really? On her, okay. You wanna go grab a cord?
There was one,
Wow. Okay.
there are two of them that batteries. Sorry. Yeah.
I would like to comment about that intersection also. So there is no stop signs from 23 all the way to Ford on that street. So it maybe wouldn't be a terrible idea. People are driving pretty quick on that road.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a terrible idea to put a four-way stop there, slow them down and then release.
That street, I think we've gotten more complaints from residents of speeding.
When they take and they use it as a quick trip. You don't need to go really fast.
Bypass.
There's also the visual, you can't see, is it, the lumberyard in Chapman's, you can't, I almost got tagged, I don't know how many things coming out of there, because you're coming and you can't see.
Kids coming to school.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think that would be a terrible idea to slow them down once in between the next stop sign.
If they stop.
Correct. I mean, they don't always stop on Central and First here still.
Right.
I mean, how long has that sign been there? Is it 2 years, 3?
A couple, I think.
Yeah. Just the other day, I was like, whoa.
Mm-hmm. Just need speed bumps
Yeah.
all over. Yeah, we do, they're called potholes.
potholes.
Yeah, maybe more potholes.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so we didn't have a from Judy, so we'll move on to ordinances, resolutions. Ordinance number 517 is fire service charges, second reading. That, I get a motion for that. Move for approval.
I'll second.
Anything, no real changes or anything, right?
Nothing in that one.
Any other questions on it? You don't have any?
I do have one.
Yep.
So, with, for the fire department charges, so if the ambulance bill, and you guys still bill, if you assist the ambulance, is that straight?
Yeah, depends on the type of call. Like, if we go to a medical, somebody's else, most of the time we don't bill them. But if we get repetitive same calls, we do, because there's kind of a discretionary there, you know.
So I was just wondering, because I wouldn't think insurance would pay two different providers.
The one in P's the other night, the guy refused ambulance services.
Oh,
So a little bit.
that makes sense. Thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 517 passes, second reading. Reports of departments, boards, and commissions. Manager.
The open house for the airport road went pretty well. At the engineers, we had about 8 of the residents show up for that. They had questions about the property and culverts, and things that are going, trees were going to be taken out, and the engineer stated no trees would be taken out, culverts that needed to be replaced would be replaced. So, and then we have a few of them signing the easement agreements, and we're still working on the rest of them to come in with their easement done. So it was pretty good turnout, I think. Would have been nice if more could have came, but we can host another one right before the construction really starts.
Yeah, things start happening. Anything else? Okay. Police, Quinn, quotes.
Yeah. So RW Builders for the evidence room project, for our portion came in at $16,660. But that is only if both of those two projects were done together. So I'd imagine if they were done individually, the prices would go up. And Boss Construction came in at $13,460. My recommendation would be to go with Boss Construction.
Okay, can I get a motion for that? So move.
I'll second.
Any questions on that? Okay. Hearing none, all in favor of Boss Construction for the quote? Okay, with an aye? Aye. Opposed? And that passes.
Time frame will be on that, or when they'd be starting, or?
He didn't give you a time frame.
He said it would be, a lot of it would be dependent on his door guy when they have availability. He subcontracts the door piece of it, so.
Who knows when that,
Yeah. He seemed fairly confident that once everything was passed, that maybe within a couple of months, so. There's some background work that I'm doing to better that transition for the evidence rooms. The items that are currently in our evidence room, so buying me some time that way is not a big deal.
Anything else, Quinn?
Nothing else.
Okay, thank you. Anything from Parks? I don't see Gary. Good there?
No, it's not there. I did have one other, I had 2 individuals calling, in regards to parking downtown. You know, we had that same problem and issues. The comment was for the Hebrews parking lot, you know, they park there, all the renters that rent above the building. And Quinn had a really good idea that maybe we might consider either doing parking passes, so that they have a place to park, and they just purchase a parking permit pass to the city. So that could be something to think about. That would take a couple of months to get in motion by an ordinance if the council so chooses to do something like that. The only drawback I think is with that would be how it would get plowed, if they can overnight park. That could be the issue. So just kind of think about that.
Would you be responsible for cleaning your stall?
That could be,
And
it's
then
part of the permit
If,
process.
I'm getting way ahead of myself, but if I had this spot and then I went to work during the day, is that free during the day for anybody to use?
Mhm.
But they gotta be out by,
Unless they were assigned on the spot.
okay,
That could be assigned spots, and so then we get the signs up and number on.
Right.
If you were going to expect them to maybe clear some snow out, you'd almost have to use a sign spot.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, so that's more available that night. Cleaning out a second one.
What happens with like First National has a lot of parking over behind the post office or by the post office.
And
How do they take it? Does that get plowed or what?
we don't do that part of it. So I'm sure imagine First National.
First National.
Somebody that comes in probably pretty early and tries to do as much as they can.
And they no longer have the parking across in that lot.
They do.
Oh, they do still?
Mhm.
Oh, because I thought that letter said that they didn't anymore.
The grammar section. The grammar, the old.
No, I mean, not the bank. I'm talking these apartments, where the old Dairy Queen was.
Oh, they don't have that anymore.
That's what I meant,
Mhm.
okay. What happened, new owners?
Won't allow them.
Okay,
They don't want the liability of somebody slipping and falling and anything.
okay.
The other idea with snow clearing was to, as a rule of the parking permit, set a removal hour. Through talking to Gary, thought like 7 a.m. would work with their usual rounds for snow clearing. So then it offers them somewhere to park overnight, and 7 a.m. is an unreasonable time to get up and move your car onto the street, which is now beyond the 6 a.m. period that they're not allowed to park on the street. So.
If you want me to bring back some language next month, maybe you could look at that.
Well, you can look at like the things that are gonna pop up, like
Mhm.
how to get a car out of there in the day when they're coming home from work and all that. Is it yours all day? All those kind of issues.
Right.
Okay,
And
right.
how many permits do you have for?
Mhm.
And is it just for that apartment?
Right, because we've got people there, you've got diggers, people in one apartment, so you have to leave some open to the public.
Okay, well, we can look into it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the church on Sunday too, don't they have a church there on Sunday?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday nights, I think, or some other night. Okay, Public Works, oh, yeah, the Public Works, I didn't hear myself on that. The Defred remodel quotes.
So we got the Luncheon Boss construction for $39,771, and RW Builders for $57,990. The security equipment, both with windows, that is under state bid, that would be the $15,659.02. The total, Boss is the lower bid or quote on this one. And they do have the $23,000 that they got from the state in early October of over $23,000 that will go towards this project. So the rest of it would be pretty much from the 2024 budget. And they do have a good cash flow.
The bid, the contractor bid would include installing these windows and everything.
Yes, everything. Yeah, they be kind of an L-shaped counter. I'll have to figure out where the camera system will go and stuff like that. So that they will be cut off from the public, so the public can't just walk
So will the plan be to be in here until that's done?
Yes, we're gonna go along that wall over there.
Okay.
And bring all the equipment in.
Okay, so I saw that was an issue
Yeah.
with the state.
Yeah. And so once we decide on this quote, then whoever wins the quote, obviously the boss, he'll have to give us a design plan that we submit to the state.
Okay, can I get a motion on bids?
Move that we accept the Boss Construction bid.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion on that? Any other questions? They look pretty similar and everything's covered, so. Hearing none, all in favor of the bid for Boss Construction, indicate with an aye. Aye. Opposed? The Boss Construction quote passes. Anything else under that?
Mhm.
Okay. Liquor store, the here. Fire department. You guys have, did you?
We
just want
We
to.
forgot to get the yearly report, so our fiscal year was done, October 31st, and 135 total calls, and just breaks down what type of calls everything was.
Yeah, it's a nice report.
Yeah,
Nothing out of the ordinary, really, maybe the lack of grass like it's down from 162 last year.
Good. All right, thank you.
And they pushed the FEMA grant off to the spring.
oh, okay.
We're at 21, and we have 4 people remaining until 24.
That's positive.
Mhm.
Good. It's good news. Okay, planning commission, public hearing on 11/13/23 for zoning fee increase. Ordinance 518 zoning fees charges first reading. These guys talked about this the other night.
Mhm.
Okay, can I get a motion on ordinance 518? I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Anything you need to know different on this, Candy?
No, planning commission is all in favor of it. And who was my second? What, okay,
Anybody have any questions on it? If we're all good, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ordinance 518 passes. That was it for planning commission?
the next one, you have,
Oh, yeah, it was the second one. See, that's, I was on my glasses. Public hearing on 11/13/23 for zoning amendment, 156.036E9. Ordinance 519, amending zoning, first reading. Can I get a motion for that?
Second. I was the one that requested this. My thinking being culture and society are changing, and this is just kind of reflecting those changes as far as the demand for more rental properties and smaller, more efficiency kind of rental properties, and this will open that up for more of that. And I think there's a trend away from single family home ownership for various reasons. And the other thinking is that there are, who knows how many properties already in town that are in the shadows, rental properties. And I think by opening this up, some of those anyway will come out of the shadows, and then it allows the city to then inspect them and bring them up to code compliance, and I think it will also, in multifamily home is going to be more valuable, which would be good property tax wise. It increases the value of properties. And a couple of changes, we dropped the 10,000 square foot minimum lot size. For one reason, about half of the lots in town don't even meet that. And there's other criteria that is going to limit that, like off-street parking, and the setbacks, and 60% lot coverage. And all those already limit what you can do on smaller lots. That seemed to be redundant and just an unreasonable requirement. So that was the thinking.
How was the discussion at the planning commission?
It was good about it, and then they kind of understood what the city is moving forward. Hoping that in case we do have some real small lots in town, they're only 66 by 150. The city can fill those up really fast, unfortunately. And it limits them too, to what they can do, so. Yeah, they were for it.
This is the first reading anyhow, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. Any other questions on this? If not, then all in favor of ordinance 519, indicate with an aye. Aye. Opposed? Ordinance 519, first reading passes. Planning commission vacancies.
Yes, Pam Novak has resigned, and Greg Kapira has been placed on the planning commission. And so all of that was done at this planning commission meeting, and we still have some vacancies to fill.
Okay. Greg's a good addition. J, the airport. These are the additions to the agenda. So the first one is the State of Minnesota Airports Fund Grant Agreement. Made a motion for that. I'll make a motion for it. Second. Same as we've always done with these guys.
Yeah, this is 95% grant.
Yeah. Questions on this? Okay, all in favor of the State of Minnesota grant, indicate with an aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. State of Minnesota Airport Fund grant passes. Now, resolution 2340 is a resolution for authorization to execute Minnesota Department of Transportation grant agreement for airport improvement excluding land acquisition. Make a motion for that.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Anything we need to know different on that? It's just, okay.
Standard resolution.
Yep. If there's no other questions, all in favor of 2340, indicate with an aye. Aye. Opposed? Resolution 2340 passes. The committees and the budget, tourism budget, this is for review only, discussion. Anything really jump out at it?
No, nothing. I mean, our budget only was tweaked a little bit, but that was about it. So, everything's working really good within the tourism. Mary's working on, called Sherpa. You want to explain Sherpa a little bit to the council? Sure you do.
Sherpa is a company that hires content creators to come to your area that you're trying to promote. You set up like what specifically you want them to focus on. When our content creator came earlier this summer, we had some outdoor activities, some local cuisine, and just the nightlife. So they went through Pease, Bach, Forston, and Milaca, and they just like do their Instagram stories. And once they complete their adventure in the area, the Milaca Area Tourism Bureau, they own all the rights to all the content that this creator has created through Sherpa. So we can use it in any of our advertising, any of our marketing, and use it on our website, use it on our Facebook. So what we did was, because we just upgraded our experience to have 2 more adventures, it's cheaper than doing 3 separate ones. So this way we can highlight all the winter stuff that goes on here in the Milaca area, with the snowmobile vintage runs, the cross-country skiing, not pickleball, the hockey rink. There's a lot going on. And I know Explore Minnesota Tourism has been asking for the past 2 years, please send us pictures of any winter sports, any winter activities you have. So I think this is going to be a really good thing for Milaca and Explore Minnesota as well.
And that would be done through our tourism. Yeah.
Yep, and we'll be getting the tax identification number and set it up as a 501c6, so that'll be happening shortly. Get that all cleaned up.
Anybody have any questions on that? Voted on that?
That's it.
Okay. EDC, I don't think we have.
We don't have any meetings in November or December. We want to just, I don't know about.
Our meeting? Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. We had a meeting, what was it, about a week ago?
Yeah.
Out at the property that we sold to Sam Johnson by west of Subway there. Met with him and his engineer and architect and a couple other people involved in the project. Gary was out there, kind of reviewed plans, reviewed options. They're very excited to get going, have some really good ideas. There's going to be some tweaking that has to be done because of the way it is. You've got MnDOT involved, pollution control. Everybody's got their ideas on how it should go. So, but Sam had some really good ideas, and I think his staff there seemed like they got a good plan, and I think it's moving ahead really nicely. And he's very aware of taking his time and doing it right and not rushing in and just putting something up, just put something up. He's going to do it the right way and has plans for, how that can work to develop more in the area. And it was a good meeting. I think it's a project that'll go well, and he's going to be a good business owner to have in the area. So kind of looking for more to happen there.
I would imagine once that development starts out there, I think more of the businesses that will start looking more at Milaca, especially in that corridor out there.
Yeah. And with Circle K's buying Holiday,
That's done.
Yeah, that's done.
Mm-hmm.
So that could change some dynamics of that land too. So there's some things happening out there, which is we've been waiting to have happen. So that's good news.
Is there a schedule?
If all this stuff can get worked out, like stormwater runoff and all that kind of stuff, they can get that all figured out next summer, probably late summer, maybe if all goes well. But like Sam said, I'm not going to push and do it. I'm going to do it the way I want it and the way it should be. So I would say some point next summer. You'll see things happening next spring. So that's good. On the unfinished business, nothing miscellaneous, nothing new business. Tri-cap lot lease renewal.
They're on a 3-year renewal plan, so they are up now to get a 2-year. That's what they wanted, was a 2 years. So they've had some turnover of staff too, so working with some new individuals on here, you'll see the signature at the bottom. She's an interim basically at this point, so hopefully we can Figure out who their executive director will be shortly in the future, but the contract with the interim executive director is okay to continue on.
Okay, do you need a motion for that?
Mhm.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve that? So moved. Anybody have questions on that? No major change, no changes at all, I should say. Not major.
Just the term is all.
Yeah. Okay. All right, nothing else, all in favor of the dry cap, please indicate with an eye. Aye. Opposed? Dry cap, please passes. Call for a special meeting for final budget and tax levy. That's the December meeting, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
That'll be the 21st. This is short as a year. It's also parents' night for our basketball.
We'll have our TNT on the 21st, so we probably have it the week before. We can finalize our budget and go through it on the 14th. Maybe, is that?
Could it be the 13th?
It
I'm
can.
sure I gotta get one.
Yep.
13th would be great. What time?
You want to start at about 6 o'clock, or you want to go earlier? It won't be long, I can tell you that. There's minimal changes to it, so right now, it's looking very good.
6 would be, I would really like 6 in case I have my practice.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to make it the whole week, so,
Okay,
so it's your.
so December 13th at 6 p.m. for this calling of this special meeting.
Okay, thank you. Can I get a motion for that special meeting?
I'll make a motion. Second.
No discussion on that, is there? We all do that? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, so we're set for 12/13 at 6 o'clock, right? Okay. Council comments. Laurie, you wanna go?
I don't have any.
Okay.
Thank Misty for giving that. It was a good presentation you gave for the stop sign. Thank you.
Doris, got anything? Okay. I just have two things. One is, Doug Olson, I sent you Doug Olson, our FFA, one of our FFA people, Leanne Katzek is the other. They received these signs from some, I don't know if the state or national FFA, other regular heavy, like, good signs that are, say that it's like the FFA logo, and then it says, I think it says, this is an FFA community or FFA community, something like that. They're really nice signs, so they asked if we could put a couple up. So I talked to Tammy, we'll get a hold of Gary and see if maybe like on the welcome signs by there, something like that, we could put those up. Because FFA is, really important in our community and certainly in our schools, so that would be nice. So if you see those pop up, that's where that came from. The other thing was, and I don't know if this is, I just thought of it after the agenda was done, but looking ahead, the January and February meetings, is there any possible way of adjusting those? We're out of town both those nights for games, or people, I don't know where we are really.
February 18th,
Maybe,
you'll be at a game.
I gotta do the right thing here. Yeah, the 18th and the 22nd. No, I'm sorry, 15th, both those nights. Could we bump them to the Wednesdays, or is that work for you?
It'll be January 17th. And it would be February 14th on Valentine's Day.
Oh,
You might not want to do that.
That's actually the too.
Oh, yeah.
oh, okay.
Want to go on the 13th?
No, Tuesdays, Thursdays are off. Monday.
Okay.
We go Monday.
Monday the 12th?
Is that too early or not? Or do you wanna go Monday the 19th? No, that's like President's Day.
Okay, then let's skip down a week. You wanna go to
21st?
first, that's fine.
Is that for
That'll work.
What are we doing?
February 21? That
21st.
keeps us away from Ash Wednesday, Valentine's Day, President's Day.
February 21st.
Yeah,
Yes, February 21st,
And the January one was when?
17th.
the 17th.
That would be great, thank you.
And then we need a motion on those.
Be tired and I want to do that. Can I get a motion to move those?
Make a motion to change those dates, meetings.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So those two changes are good. Great, thank you. I don't have anything else, so can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned.